Bears training camp has been going on now for about a week. So let's talk about how the Bears have been looking. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, hit the big red subscribe button down below. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And as always, hit the bell icon. So you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, people. So let's talk about this Bears team and how things are looking during training camp, okay? So we're about a week into it, as I mentioned, and I'll talk about some of the biggest takeaways here, but you see the title of the video. We're primarily going to talk about the offense, all right, and their performance, or I should say lack thereof, okay? And that is because the offense has not been looking great, okay? Now, most of the people that were at camp, especially today, talked about how the offense struggled and the offense didn't look good, and, you know, I can talk about the other things and the other aspects of it, but let me start with the offense here real quick, okay? The offense struggling, and when we say struggle, what do we mean by that, right? Obviously, there's been penalties, there's been mistakes, there's been things, errors that you don't want an offense to make, but at the same time, don't mean to bring out the Allen Iverson line here, but we're talking about practice, right? Training camp, we're talking about practice. Am I worried that the offense is struggling right now? Absolutely not. All right, absolutely not. And here's why, okay? We are literally talking about the first training camp for a first-year offensive coordinator, a first-year staff, and a bunch of first-year players, and a bunch of first-year players with this staff. Like, there's a lot of firsts here if you haven't picked up on it. And so it's not going to be a seamless transition to all of a sudden you are clicking on all cylinders like it's Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in year 10 of their regime, right? Like, it is going to take some time for things to click. I'm not worried because of that reason. Now, if we're talking about year 4 of Justin Fields and year 3 of the staff, and we're still talking about the offense struggling, yeah, come talk to me. We got problems. But year 1, no, I'm not. Folks, you don't understand the complexity that we're talking about here. We are talking about a brand new offense being installed, right? A whole different playbook. And all of the players from the previous regime that are on this regime have to unlearn everything and relearn the new things. So there are a lot of things at play here where we just got to be honest about it. Cut these guys some slack because you have to give them time. Now, here's the flip side of it. If this team was looking great, and I'm talking about the offense, right? Could you run away with that as well? No, because we have seen instances of this. Remember all the times Mitchell Trubisky looked great during practice, during training camp, and then come during the season, it didn't translate. Now, again, I'll always say that Matt Nagy had a lot to do with it as well, but that's neither here nor there. Point being is, we don't freak out when winning teams go 0-4 in the preseason and then end up doing great in the regular season, or vice versa. So why are we freaking out right now? It's training camp. It's practice. There is a reason practice is called practice, so you can work on things, all right? I saw people freaking out about Justin Fields missing N'Keal Harry on a wide open play in 7-on-7s, and I'm saying, listen, folks, if there's one time I want him to miss that, if there's one time, it's training camp, it's practice, right? Obviously, you don't want him to miss that during the game, but if there's one time I want him to do it during practice, and more importantly here, this Bears team is not expected to be very good, right? Like, let's just be honest about this. This is not a Super Bowl team. So I don't know what people were expecting to happen in training camp, that all of a sudden we look like an elite offense, right? I see the same old jokes. Oh my goodness, the Bears offense looked bad. What's new? It's been a decade-old joke. Let's be serious here, folks. Like, come on now, okay? We know this team is in a rebuilding year. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who realizes this, but this offense isn't going to be that great. I hope it is. It would be a pleasant surprise, but it's probably not going to be that great. There's a reason we have a 6.5 win projection, or a win over under total, if you will. So again, all I'm trying to tell you guys is there's no reason to freak out. It's a new offense. It takes time to install these things. Like, just focus on development. That's all you guys need to focus on, development. And come game day, come week 1, you just want to see progress. You just want to see incremental progress, right? Because what happens when you go to the gym, people? First day you go to the gym, you don't see any progress. Second day you go to the gym, don't see any progress. You stop? No, because you keep doing that. You keep making those little steps. Eventually you will see the results. And that's what I need to see with the Bears this season. I just want to see development, especially from Justin Fields. All right, that's the main guy, and then everyone else falls into place after. So I just wanted to let you guys know, don't freak out on everything you read on Twitter about Bears training camp and how the offense is struggling and how it's a doom year. Like, folks, we're not expected to be very good. Like, you can't be disappointed if you didn't have high expectations in the first place. I don't know if some Bears fans think we're a Super Bowl team, but if they are, they're going to be severely let down. I don't think that, so I know that. So I'm not let down. So that's all I'm saying. Just make sure you don't fall for that. All right, with that being said, offense struggled, yes. Defense looking good, especially the rookies. Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker looking fantastic, man. They're really making a lot of plays. I've seen that they've picked off Justin Fields a number of times, which obviously good and bad there, right? And it's funny, there's always some good and bad here, right? If the offense struggled, that means the defense looked good. Anyway, so I love the fact that Brisker and Gordon are making impact right away. Love that. Velus Jones Jr. looks like he's putting his speed to full use, man. He's been pretty impactful. Like, the Bears are using him all over the field like I hope they would. They're envisioning getting him the football. Like, get that kid the football, man, because he's going to make plays. He's been returning, I think, kicks as well, so I think he's going to be playing on special teams. So that's good. And then, from the other observations that I've seen, a lot of shuffling still left to be remaining to do on the offensive line. Obviously, the whole Tevin Jenkins situation, talked about that. Hopefully, the kid figures it out. He's got a ton of potential, but looks to be a little miscommunication with him and the staff. Looks to be some character issues. I hope it gets sorted out. The offensive line is still a work in progress, but thankfully, it's August and not September when we have to get ready for week 1, so we still have time to figure that out. Overall, folks, this is the time to figure things out. There's a lot of ups, there's some downs, and there's always things in between. So let's see what happens here, but I'm not worrying at all. I'm just hoping that we just see some development come week 1 during the season, because this season, I'll leave you guys with this, is not about wins and losses. It is not. It is about the development of the young players. That's it. Let me know what you guys think, as always. Thanks.